Hello and welcome. My name is Sunshine, the project manager Sunshine Resources. In this video, I'm going to show you a soap making software called Soap Maker 3. Now, this is an excellent software that every soap maker should have. In a short while, I'm going to show you the features of Soap Maker 3. But before then, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing so that you can have instant access to our videos each time we upload them. Now let me quickly put a disclaimer here. Soap Maker 3 software is not going to prepare or make your soap for you. You will do all the mixing by yourself. But Soap Maker 3 software will take absolute care of the back end of your soap business. If you have been struggling with spreadsheets, paper records, or web-based lie calculator, Soap Maker 3 will make it super easy for you and help you focus on great product. Now let me say here that Soap Maker 3 is also good for even non-soap makers. For example, if you are making lotion, you can use Soap Maker 3 to calculate the amount of recipe that you need for your lotion. Soap Maker 3 helps you to organize all your recipe, keep track of all your inventory of product purchases and usage. It has a lie calculator in it. It has an embedded lie calculator. You can also use Soap Maker 3 to make purchases of all the recipes or ingredients you require for your soap making. You can use Soap Maker 3 to calculate the individual cost of your recipes and place an order to a supplier. Another thing that you can use Soap Maker 3 to do is you can use Soap Maker 3 to predict your soap quality even before you manufacture them. In a while I'm going to show you how to do this. And just like I said earlier, Soap Maker 3 has an embedded lie calculator. Okay, now let me bring Soap Maker 3 to my desktop. I have already downloaded and installed it on my system. Let me click on it. Alright, I have already activated Soap Maker 3 on my desktop. Well, as you can see, you have some menus at the top. I'm going to select the right menu that we're going to use right now. But before then, let me just do some little demonstration showing you how you can use Soap Maker 3 to keep inventory of your recipe. Now let me start by saying that supposing you purchase 1000 grams of caustic soda and then you also purchase 8,000 ml of palm kernel oil. You can use Soap Maker 3 to draw your first batch production. Okay, I'm going to do that in a while, but before then I just want to draw some demonstration. Now supposing in your first batch production you consumed about 200 grams of caustic soda. Okay, you consume 200 grams of caustic soda and you also consume 400 ml of palm kernel oil. Remember, since you are using Soap Maker 3 software to draw the batch production, after the production you will be having in stock recorded by your Soap Maker 3 as follows. You will have 800 grams of caustic soda left and 7,600 ml of PKO left. Okay, now this is because you have consumed 200 grams of caustic soda, and so you're left in stock 800 grams, and then you have consumed 400 ml of palm kernel oil. You have now 7,600 ml of palm kernel oil left. So this is what I mean by Soap Maker 3 will keep inventory of all the stock after every batch of production. Now before I go into showing you some of the features of Soap Maker 3, let me let you know that the version of Soap Maker 3 that I'm using here is a free version. Okay, and the features of the Soap Maker 3 version is limited. Okay, now for example, I will not be able to make purchases or place an order using this version, but if you want to make purchases or place an order using Soap Maker 3, you will have to get a pro version of it. So in the description box below this video I have dropped a link that you can use to get both the free version and the pro version. And now let me show you some of the features of the Soap Maker 3, the free version, Okay, now while you are on this interface, the first thing you do is you come to my recipe. It's going to pop up a small window. My recipe window is going to pop up. While you are on the my recipe window, just come to this on the right hand side of new, there's a small arrow there. Point your mouse to that arrow. It's going to give you some drop down menu. Then you have the solid soap, that is the sodium hydroxide. You have the liquid soap, potassium hydroxide. You have the cream soap, that is a mixture of potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. And you have the non-soap. Obviously the non-soap is not highlighted here, but these three are highlighted. You now pick the one that you want. Let's go with the solid soap. Let me click on solid soap. Alright, when you click on the solid soap, it's going to pop up a new window that has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 menu. You will see a new pop-up, and on this new pop-up you will see items like base oil, lye/water, additives, fatty acid, options, and note. Now I'm going to show you the content of all this menu, but the first thing I'm going to do is that let me go to this option first. Now let me start with the option. With this option, you can adjust the units of your measurements to whatever kind of unit that you want. Now, for example, let's look at water volume unit. I don't want it in cups. I want my water volume unit to be in mil. So I'm going to change this one to mil. Now, recipe volume unit is cups. I don't want it in cups. I'm going to change it to mil. And then calculated weight. Here, I don't want this unit. I want to change it to, let me leave it at gram. I'm going to leave it at gram. Okay. I think that's what I want to do here. So now let's go back to base oil. Let's go back to base oil. All right. Now, this software provides you with a lot of options. You can pick from any of the oil that has been provided. This software, SoapMaker 3, has catalog of oil that you want to use for your soap production. Okay. Now, supposing I want to use palm kernel oil. Okay. I've already picked palm kernel oil, and I want to use olive oil. I want to add olive oil to it. So I'll just come here and select olive oil. Okay. Now, on the right hand side, I'm going to first, let me change this unit to mil. I want my oil to be in mil, and I also want this one to be in mil. That's the unit. I've changed it to mil. So now let me write down my unit. So I want my palm kernel oil to be 800 mil. 800 mil. Okay. And I want my olive oil to be 200 mil. That's a total of 1000 mil. Okay. Now, as soon as you do that, you will notice that some other data has popped up. Right here, I can see the percentage of each of my oil. For example, the palm kernel oil, which is 800 mil, is 79.9%, and the olive oil, which is 200 mil, is 20.1%. So I've seen my ingredients in percentage. Okay. Now, percentage of recipe. Now, this is 52.2%, and this is 13.1%. Now, weight in gram. Now, this is the weight of my palm kernel oil. It's going to be 729.60 gram, and my olive oil is 183.40 gram. So SoapMaker 3 is already giving me a lot of data concerning the input I've made here. Now, just like I told you earlier, now if I were using the pro version of the SoapMaker 3, it will automatically give me the cost of what I have selected. Okay, it will give me the cost of what I have selected. So we are done with our selection of base oil. Let's move to lye now. Let's move to lye water. Okay, now this is lye water. Now, this place will give me the opportunity to determine the amount of water that I need for my caustic soda. For example, I want to use about 300 grams of caustic soda. I'm going to go to this part that say water lye ratio. Click on this radio button that say water lye ratio. Okay, and inside here I want to use 300 grams of caustic soda. I'm going to type in 300 grams. Now, as soon as I do that, you will notice that some data have popped up down here. Okay, I have here 41,815.04 gram. That is the water that I need to dilute this 300 gram of the caustic soda. Okay, that is the water that I need to dilute this 300 gram of the caustic soda. Or invariably, it's the same thing, the same value. If I want to use mil or gram, the same thing is 41,815.04 mil of water. That is the amount of water I would need to dilute my caustic soda, 300 gram of caustic soda. So just like I told you earlier, this software has a lie calculator. So this is the lie calculator aspect of it. And now if you want to add some other ingredients, you now come to this menu that says additives. You can select your additives. There are some additives that you can add to it. For example, you have some other base oil that you want to add to it. You have some blends, you have color and essential oil. That's what this EO means. And herbs, for example, if there's anything you want to add to it, you can select them from here. And so that is all for additives. Let's go to fatty acid. This menu is going to show you, based on the quantity and the kind of oil you have selected, this menu is going to show you the level of saturated fatty acid that you have in your soap and the level of unsaturated fatty acid that you have in your soap. Okay, very important. And this menu will also show you some relative qualities based on what you have selected. For example, if you look to the right here, you will see hardness 7.4, fluffy lather 7.7, stable lather 2.9, and moisturizing 4.1. Now, this information I'm getting about the soap that I've not even manufactured, but based on the measurement that I've taken, this is the predicted quality of my soap. Okay, so that's all for data. Let's go to option. Initially, I think this was the first menu I worked on. Here you can use this place here to adjust your measurement units. Okay, that's what I did initially when I first opened the Soap Maker 3. You can use this menu to adjust your measurement to the unit you want. And here you have whatever note you want to write down, you can write down. Now, additional information that you can use Soap Maker 3 to get is, for example, let's go to this graph here. Click on this graph. Now, when you click on this graph here, it's going to give you a pop-up that will show you some graphical representation. For example, you have the hardness, you have the fluffy ladder, you have the stable ladder, you have the moisturizing ladder. Now, as you can see, there are two bars here. You have the whitish bar and you have the blue bar. Now, the whitish bar, let's look at the key. Now, let's look at the key. The whitish bar is the benchmark. The blue bar is the standard that the soap you're about to manufacture has given. Okay, now you will notice that for the hardness, you will notice that my soap is going to be very hard, because you can see that the blue bar is far taller than the whitish bar. Okay, my soap is going to be very, very hard. It means that with this data that I have, my soap is going to be very hard because it has overshot the benchmark. Now let's look at the fluffy ladder. Likewise, the fluffy ladder. The fluffy ladder, this is the benchmark. You can see that the blue bar is so high. It means that the soap that I'm going to manufacture with the data that I have right now, the fluffy ladder is going to be too high. Okay, because this is the benchmark. It has overshot the benchmark. Now let's talk about the stable ladder. The stable ladder, my soap is poor here because it's below the benchmark. Okay, the moisturizing, you can see now the blue bar is far lower than the whitish bar. That means that my soap is not a good moisturizer because the blue bar is far below the whitish bar. So these are some of the information that you can get from Soap Maker 3. As you can see, I've not even done the soap yet, but I have access to a lot of data concerning the soap that I'm going to manufacture, and this is really good for quality control check. Now, even before you process your soap ingredients or soap recipe, you already know the quality or have an idea of the kind of soap you're going to produce, and this is what Soap Maker 3 does for you. So just like I said earlier, I've dropped the link in the description box below this video for those of you that want to get both the free version and the pro version. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can visit our website on www.sunshineresources.org.ng. You can visit our YouTube channel on youtube.com/c/Sunshine Resources SRTV. You can also follow us on our Facebook page on Sunshine Resources. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you.